Welcome to this Let's Play where we are taking a look at the campaigns for Transport Fever 2, and so far we've got to the third mission of Chapter 2. It's also referred to as Mission 9, and you can see it says Swiss made, so we're in Switzerland now. We're in the 1930s, 1950s, so we're in the run-up to the Second World War, and we've got 3 bonus missions: Churchill's Arrow, Operation Tannenbaum, and Saving Lives. So we're just going to get in and start.
In Switzerland too, events are being viewed with a worried eye. Of all people, you have been promoted in this precarious situation. Only recently it's now you who guides the fate of the Swiss Federal Railways. Make your contributions so that the country survives these difficult times unharmed. There were times when the future looked rosier. That goes for the Swiss Federal Railways as well. The business losses are too heavy, even for a state-run railroad. You have the equally difficult and thankless task to reduce as many expenses as possible while still maintaining basic service. That's the story. Good luck with it. It's painful, but there's no other way. You're forced to reduce maintenance and abandon services that don't make a profit.
We've got to optimize the lines or close them down in order to save costs to reduce the loss to a maximum of 20,000 per month. Our loss last month was 368,000. So let's just have a look around the map. So looks like the map is split into 2 parts. We've got Lucerne, St. Gallen, Zurich on this side, and we've got Como, Locarno on this side. Okay. I think the map is more orientated that way, isn't it? Get the map, because we're Switzerland, so I'm assuming we're working on this side, and this is very much looks part of Italy. So looks like there's a pass through here. So let's have a look and see what we got. Let's have a look at the line manager. We got a line from there to there. Well, that line doesn't look too bad. Got a line, and we got these look like goods lines. Do these have any trains on? You've got a train, you've got a train, you've got a train. Okay, I think what we're going to do is going to get rid of the goods line stuff first. I'm going to send you to the depot. I don't want to get rid of the... Okay, it's just going to let it run slowly. And line manager. Where is the trains? You're the line losing the most money. Manage the vehicles. Kind of inclined to send them all back to the depot. Just send them all back to the depot to start with. There's not that. So let's get them all back to the depot, and then we'll see what we've got in the way of transportation. So you're running from here to there to there, but you're running through these stations here, so let's redo this line, and we're going to start up here. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to come. There's nothing there, and there's no point stopping there. And I think if you come to there, to there, and then that's a good strike, and then you can come back to there. So we've got a flow of lines here. We'll call you main line. Okay. And where's the... Can we edit this train? Clone, edit selected train. But what have you got in the way of passengers? We got 6-wheeler. What we got here? I think if we add right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add you to the main line. Just have you running up and down the main line. And then I think what we're going to do is start trying to feed our people into this area here. Because I'm not too sure what the how the expenses work. I think what we're going to do is we're going to feed in people into here to make this line more profitable. So if we put a tram stop, where's that? And we'll put a tram stop there, and maybe one down here and over here, and then we're a tram line there, tram line there, tram line there, and we'll call this, where are we? Come Zurich. Oops, we'll call you Zurich Transport. And do we have actually got, any road depots? No, we only got a couple of train depots. So what we're going to have to do is put in a... We could actually, what we probably need to do is actually connect some of these up with roads as well. Actually, let's just put in here. So we're going to have to spend quite a lot of money. I think you can... Oh, no, I don't want that. I'm just going to connect you through to there. Oops. Buildings. And we're going to put a road depot out there. And what we're going to do is buy some... I think we're going to buy about 5 of those. Right. And what we're going to do is assign you Xerox Transport. Just going to let this run a bit faster. We've got St. Gallen here. Is St. Gallen on this line? We just check the main line, manage line. Okay, it looks like we haven't got St. Gallen on. So coming up from Zurich, So we started there, got there. I'm going to add some galleon there. Again, I'm going to put Vincent galleon there. So we've now got a train running backwards and forwards from here. So we should have a line now running through here, picking people up. We've got a bus transport system that should improve the number of people travelling on that. We've got Frederiksstaden up here, which could probably do with a public transport system. And we've got quite a lot of people moving here. Is this double track or single track? Actually double track. Now the question is, could I put my second passenger train on here? Is this I think we're going to put you on the main line as well. And I think I'm just going to line manager. Right, I think what we're going to do now is I'm just going to delete these lines. I can see what's going on. And hopefully we will have the two trains running up and down here. So we're now down to, reducing provinces, we're down to 24,000. My instinct is to put some public transport into here. So I think we're gonna put in a small and we're probably going to need a depot up here as well, so just connect you up. Whoops, what happened there? I'm just going to hook you up to there, and we're going to create a new line to there, to there, to there, to there. And we call you Friedrich Transport, and we're just gonna buy about 5 of the coaches here as well. I'm just going to assign you to Friedrich Transport. I mean, I've cancelled all the lines. I've got the passenger train running up and down here. I just can't see how I can reduce these costs. I'm just going to let it run for another month and see what happens.
Although resources are scarce, basic passenger service is supposed to remain guaranteed. And the electrification of routes would even allow money to be saved in the long term.
This increased accessibility value for public transport in towns to a total of 800 and transport 100 people. Oh, so we've already done the accessibility. Does that mean I can get... Let's just get the train back again. What we're going to do is put you back on the main line, because I think that will work. And we've got to transfer passengers by rail 700. Wow. Oh, 100, not 700. What am I on about? We've got 2 trains running up and down. We could put a third train in, but I'm not convinced of the benefits. Let me just put in a street across here so that we can connect that up. Direct transports. Line. I mean, we could put another line there. Add a station. I mean, we could put in, and the coverage for that is pretty good. And that, I think the coverage is more than good enough for that. Part of me says that we should have another kind of public transport line here. So let's just put in buildings, roads, streets. Put a street road in there. And we'll put a tram stop there. Another one there. Another one there. And I'm just going to put a kind of line in like that. Okay. And we'll call you Lucerne Transport. And what we're going to do is just add you by some vehicles. I think we need about 3 buses on this route. And we're going to assign you to Lucerne Transport. A good route going there, a good route going here. And we got this area here. I mean, we could put another rail line in here, but
Dark clouds are gathering. The mood among the neighbouring countries is turning increasingly hostile. The Swiss Federal Council has decided to prepare for all contingencies. It needs your help so that Switzerland can defend its neutrality in the event of war. All arrangements are to be made for a state of emergency. The militia ought to be mobilised. Storage facilities must be stocked. It's advisable to create reserves so that the country could withstand a siege by hostile forces for as long as possible. At the same time, life goes on and day-to-day needs still want to be met.
so it looks like we've got to get the food supply up and running. And we've got, okay, we've got it north and south. Oh wow. Okay, so we've got a supply. What's the South Reserve? We've actually got to send food to this area. We've got to send grain to there. Are there any grain farms here? No, so that's going to be a challenge. So where are the grain farms? I think we could probably need to do this in 2 steps. We're going to need to fill these up first. And then we got here, we got a farm here. So we've got one of our trucks here, isn't it? Train here. Okay, let's just create a line. I think if we create a line from new line, create a line to here, and back. Call this grain delivery. Now this is only a temporary line. And then what we're going to do, actually check the truck. How's this here? Okay. Wrong. I need to remove you, and we're gonna have to add some of these. I think if we put 4 on, then we're gonna add you to grain delivery 1. And what we got here? We got another farm here. This is an open-ended 2-lane track. When we've got to send it over here. Do we have any farms here? Yeah, we've got a farm here, so. And you go. Where do you come out? There. Okay. We need to run. Where was that? Do depot again. Okay. Come on. South, so we got to send. We need a train line from there to there. So let's just create a new line from there to there and back. We have a alignment. Okay, we've got a train depot here. So what we're going to need to do is buy a train here. These lines electric? No, they're not. Okay. So we're just going to have to buy a steam train. We got here. We don't need anything particularly. I think we'll just buy something that's a bit low budget, to be honest. Cargo. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you're 80 kilometers. Okay, we're going to buy that. And we're going to do. Add you to line 1. I think we can spot this line here, so I don't think we need to do that much here. Okay. So what we're going to need to do is just fill these up first. Who needs food? You don't need food. You need food? Iron ore. Zurich needs food. But we would need to supply that to a factory first. So we got this here. Where's the factory? Okay, we got a food processing plant here. I think we can get away with something a little bit sneaky here. So we got you supplying to there. So what we can do is get another train. Right, let's create a route from here to there, back to there, and food to Roman. And what we're going to do is buy a game, which is I'm going to check to see whether we're electrified over here. Okay, none of the lines are electrified. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 2. Very cool. Steam. I think we'll get something a bit more powerful this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to get 3 of those. And then what we're going to do, we're going to add a couple of boxcars on the back for good luck. I'm going to buy you and I'm going to assign you to there. And what should happen is we should get the train from here, should go up, pick up food, run down to here, take wheat up and drop food off at Roman Shoal. Okay, this is now finished. So what was this? The line that I'm looking for? Line manager. Train delivery. Line manager. And what I need to do. This is the Lucerne cargo station. So we're going to delete you. And we're going to add a station here. And do we have a food processing factory over here? What's a farm? That's iron ore. Our reserves are full. I think what we will do is this one, manage line. I'm gonna, why have I got two? Okay. I'm gonna do a sell you and manage line and splinter. Just remove that line for the moment. I think what we'll do is we'll send you, Lucerne and Zurich need food, so create a new line from. I'm just getting a bit worried that we're overloading this track with trains. I think if we come to here, we'll call you Lucerne food. Buy vehicles, and again, I'm just going to buy a fairly lightweight train, and I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3 like that. Buy, and we're going to assign you. I mean, we could put another line in for Zurich, but I just don't want to overload this main central line at the moment. I suppose we're just going to have to wait to see how things develop when we got a nice big passenger. This is quite an important big station here, actually. It's partly electrified as well. Oh, that's interesting. I tried to build a crossover and it wouldn't let me, but this map actually has a crossover on it. I wonder whether we've actually got to deliver the goods out of here. Where's the... I'm just going to get... What we got here? We've got... Buy vehicle... and steam. You know, just get a little chugger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy. And then just to push this along a little bit, what we should be able to do now is put in a cargo depot just there, and then what we'll do is just put in a couple of delivery trucks, and we're going to pick up there, there, and there. We'll call you Zurich.
War has broken out. Switzerland is surrounded on all sides by warring factions. A tricky situation. The Axis powers of Germany and Italy want to conduct transit from north to south through the Gotthard Tunnel. The Allies won't like that. The alternative will be to blow up the tunnel. Then no one will get through anymore. Which is the lesser of the two evils? A decision must be made. Will Switzerland anger the Axis powers by blowing up the mined Gotthard Tunnel, or should this key north-south link remain intact?
Now the problem we got is that if I blow the tunnel up, and then the game says that I've got to that's my main concern. I think we're going to blow it up.
Well, there you go. Hopefully it was the right decision. Due to wartime food shortages, collecting maybugs is made compulsory. School children are sent off to gather all of the bugs. The purpose? To produce animal feed. Make your buses available to them for this.
So we're gonna have to find a bus line. Line manager. Actually, let's just finish off what I was doing here. Let me just buy about 4 of these trucks. And what we're gonna do, I know it's a badly spelt name, but right, so we now need a line manager. Direct transport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think if we send them back to the depot first. So we'll send them all back to the depot. And can we sell them?
In these hard times,
And
everything
then
is
we're
in
gonna
short
buy-
supply. The little there is calls for distributing it fairly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buy. And I'm going to put them back on Zurich transport again. So we're going to do that. Managing resources. There are hard times. Everything in short supply. Achieve the average food supply of 15% in towns, and process 100 units of grain from the north and south reserves. Does that mean we've now got to send the grain from here to here? Let's do this one first. This one's got, and what's the bet? I haven't got a food factory in here. What we got here? We got grain. We got a grain warehouse. There's the food processing plant. So we can do this by moving that to here. Where's my train? We don't have any trains over here, do we? Because I got rid of them. I'm going to go for a cheap one here. And we're going to just buy. I think if we get, and of course I don't have a route. We'll just get out of that. And if we put a line from there to there, and we assign what you should do is take the grain from there and put it into there. That is the food processing. That's the south grain warehouse. Town. Okay. It says use reserves. Use 100 units of grain from north or south reserves. So what I could do is just move all the grain from here to here, and then I won't have to mess with this side part of the map here. I'm losing a lot of money though with all these lines.
Jews are no longer safe beyond the border. Despite this, the Swiss government is no longer willing to grant them asylum. Captain Gruninger, a courageous commanding police officer from St. Gallen, isn't prepared to go along with this policy. Help him to protect people whose lives and freedom are endangered from being persecuted. Bring people secretly across the border by bus without getting caught.
So we've got to create a line from St. Gallen, a bus line from St. Gallen to there. So we've actually got to build a bus line. Interesting. I'll spend even more money. I think probably the easiest way to do this is if we connect up you to there, you to there, and then you come up here like that, and just across the line like that. And then what we're going to have to do is create a contracts buildings. And I think actually would put a couple of lines there. You come all the way back to here and onto there. So, this would be St. Gallen to, don't know if I could have enough gens, can't spell it.
War continues to rage all around the neutral Isle of Switzerland. In the meantime, the supply situation is so uncertain that urban parks and gardens are being turned into potato fields. Despite your masterpieces in logistics, there's never enough for everyone. And to a certain extent, your decision involving the Gotthard had serious consequences too. Wherever possible, try to survive these hard times in one piece. In these difficult times, domestic industry is particularly reliant on your services. Your customers, well, when all is said and done, you can't just pick and choose.
So we've got to try and transport 100 machines to Frederikshavn and 200 units of grain to Como. Anyway, let's just finish off the bus line first.
Switzerland still remains steadfastly committed to its neutrality. The warring parties have tolerated this state of affairs so far, but for how much longer? Some forces in neutral Switzerland will be pleased to see the country join the Third Reich.
Okay, we've got to expose the plot.
A fascist plot wants to hand the country to the Germans on a silver platter. That can't be allowed to happen. Sabotage this diabolical plan.
Yep.
A meeting of conspirators is supposed to occur in the near future at a mansion on Rosenberg Hill in St. Gallen. Find and infiltrate the group.
Yeah, we've got to catch up a little bit, please, game. Let me just pause so I can. We got something there in St. Gallen, and what else we got to do? We got to transfer grain to Como. Just I think Como's over here, isn't it? I'm gonna have to use my magic train line again. And where have we got here? Okay, line manager. Get rid of you. Manage vehicle. Okay, we've got line 1 here. Why can't I see line 1 in here? Oh. Okay, manage line 1. Right. Right, we'll remove. Can I delete you? Okay. So what we got to do is transport grain. So what we need to do is add add a station. So what we got to do now is switch this train my wandering train all the way back to here. So we got so we can transport the grain from there, and then what we got to do is transport. Just pause again. We've got machines where to Frederikshavn. So you need that. Where am I going to get the machines from? What have we got up here? Right, so we've got a machine factory from here. There. So what we need is a train to go from here to here. I've got too many trains running around as it is. So, I mean, we've fulfilled a lot of the requirements. Let's just get train manager. Line 1, grain delivery. We got Lucerne. Ah, no, let's just go for it. We got 52 million, so I'm gonna put another new line on. We're gonna run you from you to there, and we'll call you machines to. I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to run out of money here. Redirects. And okay, what have we got here? Okay, we're going to have to run you from there. And again, we're just going to buy a small steam train. And what we're going to need is cargo. Okay. Buy. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that I'm just going to let it run. And we got to follow the clue. What we got here?
The plotters intend to infiltrate the Swiss elite and prepare a coup. They want to press ahead with their plans in Zurich.
Okay. We got another one here. Find the next clue. Wow, got a little hut up here. What we got here? Wow, we got such a... Bring up the person to the secret meeting. Find the next clue. How the heck are we gonna get now? Okay, bringing people to the border. We say done that. Can't remember where the buildings are now. One was up.
A troop of fascist guerrillas is supposed to put the squad of Swiss army officers out of action, making the leaderless troops an easy target for the Axis forces.
This is in St.
Work
Gallen.
together with a few like-minded people to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Well, we could probably do that one and that one. Let's just check the... Technically, this one should be okay because that is in range of this thing, so that one should be okay. Secret meeting place here. What we're probably going to need to do is just put... Oh no, we've got a transport depot there. So in theory, what should happen is eventually someone should turn up here. Problem's going to be this one, isn't it? How the heck are we going to get a road up to there? Okay. Right, we got to... This is going to be a bit like building roads in workers and resources. Wow. I want to build a viaduct like that. For me. gotta be kidding me. It's gonna cost a fortune. Yeah, it's just, wow. This is gonna be a... delete that. Oh, this went underground. Get rid of that. Wow. And what we're going to have to do is build a new line. Okay, well actually, nope. First thing we're going to have to do is put in a and then we're going to put a new line in from, we put a line in from here to there. For you, Spy 3. Now the trouble is, how many buses? I presume we're going to have to use buses. We'll just buy 2. And I'm just going to allocate you Spy 3. Right, we've got somebody to the first location. The second one is in Zurich. I mean, we could edit the line a little bit. Let's have a look at Zurich Transport and just see what we can get. Oh, can you get me a little bit? Manage the line. Okay. A new station in. Be about. Yeah, and then what we do is Zurich Transport, manage the line. That's Grange Road. Add a new station there, and what that should do is that should bring that over there. Right, the grain transport is working quite well. We're having fun over there. Machine transport's running there. Just a bit worried with all these trains running up and down the line. We've got a coal mine here, but we don't have any use for it, and that makes me very suspicious. What we've got to do now is find some way to get somebody up here. And that's a lot of money spent just to get somebody up to there. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let it run until we get this done. I mean, it's taking a little while to get everything shipped, but I'm pretty sure we will get there eventually. So I'll be right back once we've actually solved this or anything happens.
What luck! The diabolical plan has failed before you had to take action yourself. Germany has postponed the annexation of Switzerland, particularly because a trade agreement now obliges Switzerland to supply armaments exclusively to the Axis powers.
We've now managed to ship people all the way up to here. I don't know how much this line is costing me. I mean, I'm down to 35 million, and what we're doing now is, what I've actually done is I've duplicated the grain train over here, because it was taking such a long time to get down to here. So this is the grain shipments are moving quicker, and we've now got the machine transportation running a lot quicker. So we're just going to let it run, and I'll be right back again. Welcome back, and my train delivering machine parts is on its last run. You can see we got to 99 out of 100, which was annoying, but hopefully when this train arrives, that will complete this mission. And I don't know if this is going to be the end of the campaign or whether there's going to be something else to do. So,
At last, the war is over. Thanks to your clever logistics tactics, the country has survived the catastrophe relatively unscathed. Now it's time to look ahead and guide the Federal Railways towards a profitable future. However, first of all, there are still some repairs to be made. Now that the Axis powers have been beaten, the north-south link through the Gotthard Tunnel can be put back into operation again, as soon as the tunnel is cleared.
So we've now got to deliver 50 there. I think what we can do is machines to Frederick's that manage the line. I think what we're going to do.
Switzerland awaits a high-ranking visitor. None other than Sir Winston Churchill himself has announced a brief visit. Only the cream of the crop is good enough for this eminent figure. A celebrity as dignified as Mr. Churchill deserves to be treated appropriately. Use your best locomotive to chauffeur the Englishman around the country.
So we're going to send a train to Zurich. Let me just check this. I've now changed the line here. So we've got to deliver machine parts from here to the St. Gotthard tunnel. In theory, it should take 5 runs because each one is 10, and that should allow them there. So what we've got to do is, got here is Zurich to St. Gallen. So does that mean we got to get the CLE 2.4 red arrow? Whether the what's the okay, what on earth is the I've got a feeling we've got to electrify the line. So we've got to go from, so what we're going to have to do is remember now how to upgrade the track. Okay. Right here, upgrade. This thing. Okay. First thing we're going to need to do is electrify into there. We've got to get to St. Gallen. Where's St. Gallen? St. Gallen. Okay, looks like, yeah, it looks very much like we've got to electrify the track. Is that electrified? Oops. Okay. We'll do both sides of the track. That fixed. Okay, let's just check. Sometimes you get that overlap there. You're 24, but that shouldn't take too long. Deploy the CLE 2.4 red arrow. So where is the red arrow? Delete you, add you. Right, then we add you to the Churchill line. Now we should be in business. Yeah, we got a push train rather than a pull train. Well, if it works, it works. That's okay. Right, and then what you've got to do is go back to Zurich. We need 2 more resources for the. Yeah, I must admit these missions can get a little bit confusing, especially with them just popping up like that. And we're down to 19 million. Wow.
What a joy.
Okay.
Sir Winston Churchill is delighted. What an honour. In celebration of this memorable event, from now on, the locomotive will bear the great man's name.
Thank you. And it's not going to last that long.
What good news! After years of making do without, the urge to travel is finally on the rise again. And in the transport sector, hopefully revenue figures will be back to black soon.
Right, let's just tidy up some of these lines now. Sorry, you've got to go. Sell you. I'm just gonna. Oops. Manage line. So we're just gonna go here. Right. We got here 800,000. 67,000. I think we're just going to let it run actually for the moment. There we are. We've now completed this campaign, so we've got all 3 minor missions. Just let it continue to play. Must admit, this was probably one of the more frustrating campaigns to play, especially having to build silly roads like that, and we lost quite a lot of money, but in some ways it was quite good fun, and I think it also presents that challenge for if you're playing in sandbox mode, because you had to balance these rail lines. And I think actually looking at these rail lines here with the double tracking, and I'm gonna have to try and work out how to do these. I mean, we didn't have a crossover there, but or here, but I think it was up here. Where did we have the crossovers? Now, I didn't think you could make these, but obviously you can, which is a very useful piece of information. Playing this scenario just to learn that was more than worth it. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.